Live on a Monday. Oh God, I already start the show off with something bad like that. Hey guys, and welcome to Hooping Live. Let me adjust my light there a little bit. This is, as I said, Hooping Live. This is a show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time, where we talk about hoop dance, hooping, and often get off subject. So if you don't know what hooping is, you're going to find out soon because we're going to do a little demo and you can soon be intrigued by the art of hoop dance. But if you are a hooper, then welcome to the show. This is kind of like an online community where we talk about what you're working on in your own personal practice, or put your comments to the world out there into the hooposphere. If you are a avid watcher of Hooping Live, then you already know what's going on. So I don't have to tell you twice. But if you want to go ahead and get your comments and questions ready, grab your hoops. That was supposed to be more graceful. I was supposed to just grab it. But grab your hoops, get some tea, or whatever kind of drink you have in the evening, and we can have an awesome show tonight. We're going to kind of be focusing on talking about the holidays and upcoming events and stuff, and teaching you guys some cool tricks. So get yourself prepped. The comments are still disabled, and I don't know why. We get some of them, but then some of them we don't. So if you just go ahead and comment on the Hooping Live Facebook page, my most recent post is a link to this show. So just comment on that status update, and we will use those comments there. You can try to comment down below, but it might not work. And I don't want to get everyone's hopes up and then let everyone down. So put your comments on the Facebook page. Gives you a reason to give us a like if you haven't already, and all that good stuff. And then I'll figure out why the comments aren't working. I thought it would be resolved, but once again, it's not. Oh well. So I'll go ahead and introduce you to my team. Tonight I have Becca, who is here all the time. She is my one and only. I'll let you guys look at her real quick. I'm going to show you. She is with her little darling dearest. Well, maybe I can. My computer's like, wow, really? Show, oh, there we go. Okay. There's Becca and her babies. Say hi, Becca and baby. They are the pretty much awesomeness behind getting Audrey situated. So that's why we really love to have Becca, because if there was no Becca, there might not be a show. To be honest, she's the one that knows that, oh, Audrey sometimes doesn't reply, and knows to and so that's why we love a Becca. I feel bad for you that if you don't have a Becca in your life, because you definitely need one. I will not share mine. I am sorry, but she's awesome. But there is a mini Becca, as you can see there. So maybe when she gets older, you can have her on your team, or maybe you'll be ruled by her because she looks like she's pretty sassy and is probably going to be a big CEO someday. I think that's a yes. And then we also have Bryant, who, if you've seen the show in the past, month or so, then you know my darling Bryant. He is a great hooper, and he's going to do a demo for us, I hope. Are you, darling? Yep. All right. So go ahead and give them a little update on who you are, why you're here, and hoop it off.
Okay, so as Audrey said earlier, my name is Bryant, and I am born in California, and I live in the California area, Southern California. But I lived in Thailand and started my hoop journey in Thailand for about a year. So that's a little info about me, and I basically started hooping as a cyber hooper through Hooping Live. And that's how I got all my tricks and moves that I learned through Hooping Live. And I'm going to get started on my demo.
Oh, yes. I'll let you get set up real quick. I'm trying to share on my little Facebook here because I forgot to do it. Comment on the Hooping Live FB page to FB page post. Is that what you guys understand? I don't know what I'm supposed to say to make you guys know to comment there. Comment on the Hooping Live. This is what I do when I try to make posts. I repeat them multiple times in my head. So comment on the Hooping Live FB post to have your comment read live! Exclamation point. Dash, we are having comment difficulties. And that makes sense. We're going to go with that. So yeah, do that, guys, because we want to hear what you have to say. So I'm going to post that. And Brian, if you want to go ahead and hoop it off.
Okay, so wait.
What?
So, oh, quick update. I got a new hoop. It's a polypore hoop, and it's so pretty. And I named it Rebecca because Rebecca recommended me the shop. And it's I got it at Spinsters, and it's a really good hoop. I'm gonna use it in my demo today. It's so pretty too. I love it. All right. Can me? I think yes. Yeah.
If you're not dropping the hoop, you're not learning. Okay, thank you, darling. Speaking of what I'm about to talk about, which is Kim Logan, Brian, I was talking with Kim the other day, and she said to me, she goes, Brian is so adorable. And I thought she said Brian, and I'm like, yeah, who's Brian? Because she was like, I kind of like let her talk for a while. She's like, oh my God, he's like just so talented and like so adorable, and was just going on and on. I'm like, who is Brian? And I'm like, not Becca, Kim, who are you talking to? She goes, Bryant. I'm like, oh, Bryant. And she was just going on and on about how much she loves your hooping and how amazing she thinks you are. So, yeah, she definitely thinks you are the bee's knees. That is for sure. And so Kim Logan is one of my very bestest of friends. And she has allowed me to use her music to play on the show. I should have let you hoop to one, but if you guys want to, I'll send you more information for her music panel of hooping livers. So if you guys want to dance to some of her music and kind of get the feel for it and use it on the show, you can. That would be great. And while I pick a song here, I'll let you guys know that all of these episodes of Hooping Live are recorded so you can watch them over and over again. So don't panic if we teach something and you're like, well, now it's gone. I can't ever watch it again. It's not true. You can watch it as many times as you wish after the show ends. So let me go ahead and play this song. I'm gonna let that go for a second. So anyway, just as a quick intro, like I said, my name is Audrey and I am the host. And I have been hooping since 2009, I think. I'm pretty sure that changes every show, but I think it's around 2009. And we started this kind of Hooping Live thing because a lot of us, like Brian was saying, or, a lot of hoopers are antisocial or in a place where there's not a big hooping community. And I kind of experienced that for a while when I first started hooping. So I wanted to create a space where people could kind of feel like they were part of a community. So that's what Hooping Live is. And yeah, all that good stuff. So be sure, like I said, put your comments on the Facebook page if they don't work down below, because I don't think they are. And I'll go ahead and do a quick demo myself, and I'll hoop to some Kim. Can you hear that okay?
Because, darling, you know,
Really good, or?
the best trees show their roots. And when I showed up at the dance hall on 65,
Bring it longer so we can shake it off video here.
for something like you, and I'll give you one kiss to show your heart, and I'll give you two little moments in the dark, and I'll give you three, but no more turns across the floor. But then it's your turn, and boy, you better learn to be a gentleman, to be a gentleman. I wasn't paying my record store due, because baby, you know, the best sound is the blues. But when the record went live at that dance hall on 65, I was looking for something that's true, and I'll give you one kiss to show your heart, and I'll give you two little moments in the dark, and I'll give you three, but no more turns across the floor. But then it's your turn, and boy, you better learn to be a gentleman.
All right.
To be a gentleman.
I'll stop there. That was a little saucy. I was like, I wasn't like remembering that was a song I was gonna dance to, and I was feeling a little saucy in that one. So that's sometimes how I like to hoop. I don't do a lot of tricks. But you know, there's different kinds of hooping, and that's kind of, pardon me, something I've been kind of dabbling in, is working more with dancing as if you were to take the hoop away from the hooper, what they would look like, and trying to still look like I am kind of regularly dancing, but you just kind of get the added hoop. It's a fun way to try to like learn new methods of hooping, but you know, there's also doing the tricks and stuff, and you know, going like buck wild and being crazy. So, you know, there's all kinds of hooping, and that's what's so great about it. And you can just do so much, which is great. But thank you, Kim Logan. Again, it's Kim Logan. If you look her up, she has a website and a YouTube, and you can see all kinds of her stuff. She has some great music. It's awesome hooping music. So if you want to have something kind of new, be sure to do that. And if you use us, be sure to tag her name, tag hoopingLIVE, so we can watch it and share and talk about it on the show. So last week I said that I wanted to, there is like no circulation in this room right now, and I'm feeling a little toasty. So if I start blushing, that's why. But anyway, I know we've been talking a lot about things we want to accomplish on the show, and it doesn't seem like a lot has gone forward, but the underlying part of the show is working, and it's about to surface. So if you're patient, you're about to get a really awesome surprise. As you can see, I'm still trying to kind of get my setup done in this office space. It's like I get something done, and then I get a whole new amount of things to take care of. But it's getting done one day at a time. Well, that's what they say. So it looks like we're starting to get some comments, which is great. I'll go ahead and read the first one. From, I'm seeing just you there now. Oh, all you see is Bryant? I don't know. I'll just do that, I guess. I don't really know what that means. Okay, anyway. Grace Ashlyn Davis says, hey, everybody. I've been hooping for about 5 months now, and it's made me much more I just thought I heard a meow. More peaceful of a person. I've been struggling with balancing all of my interests, hobbies, and all my interests and hobbies lately. With school, I do theater, chorus, art, photography. I'm also taking some higher level courses in school. Hooping is the only thing that really helps me de-stress, but I find it that I hardly have time for it. How do you deal with all the craziness in life and still have time to hoop? Still have time to hoop. That was a while ago. That is a great question. I'm really, really happy you asked that. Because I have a really kind of hectic life myself, and most humans do. There are some special people that get to make hooping their entire life. And although I do hoop and this is kind of what I do, I have a lot of things that I have to kind of accomplish in my, everyday life. And sometimes I don't have the time to say, okay, I'm going to go do some yoga and then meditate and then hoop for 2 hours. Like, I can't do it. I would love to do that so much. That would be like a dream come true, but I can't. And I often feel like people pressure themselves like, oh my gosh, if I don't hoop every single day for like at least an hour, then I'm going to just be at a plateau and never get better. And everyone's going to get better than me and be on top. And then I'm never going to catch up, with everyone. But that's not how it is. It's just what's great about hooping is that there's no really, I don't feel like there's a top. I feel like we're all just kind of in this like nice little wave. We're in a circle. We're in a circle. That's why we have to remember, like, the symbol for what we all love to do so much, and just remember stuff like that. So don't pressure yourself too much. But when I was really busy, what I did, and I've talked about this a lot in the show, is I just found the time to take my hoop, and maybe I'm just like kind of feeling it, like, understanding the texture of it, or that sounds kind of weird, or writing in my diary about it, or my hoop journal, or maybe I'm listening to music, and in my head I'm thinking about maybe a certain moves, and then when I get somewhere I sketch it out really quick, just stuff like that. And it seems to work for me. I never feel like I'm missing out on anything. And, maybe I'm not progressing as much as I could if I had hoop for 2 hours a day, but I'm progressing kind of like internally with my hooping, which sometimes maybe I wouldn't do if I was constantly focused on video, like taping everything and watching a bunch of YouTube videos to find out the next best thing. I'm kind of figuring out who I am, like, as, the inner dancer that we talk about a lot on the show, still trying to figure out who that is. Brian, do you have anything to say on this subject? And of course, Becca, if you do, if you want to type it down below, I'll read it out for you.
Okay, I guess I have to say I have to agree with Audrey on a lot of things. Yes, I mean, don't pressure yourself to hoop every single day, because I mean, I've done that, and because when I was in Thailand, I had time to hoop every single day, because my school over there actually let us have breaks, unlike the school I go to now. So I had time to hoop every day, and I progressed a lot. But then when I came back to California, I didn't have that much time, and I've been doing a lot of mental hooping, like what music, I think about like what I'm supposed to do, like I think about hooping, and I just act it out when I have the time. And I found out doing that, it's like it's almost I make the same amount of progress in hooping than hooping every single day, because when I'm practicing hooping every single day, I'm not really getting better at like ideas and new ideas in hooping. I'm only getting better at the tricks itself and not really stringing it together in a way, because when I have those like epiphanies on like new tricks and moves or like transitions, then those are like the key points where I actually get better in my hoop dancing videos, because I have to say myself, I don't really hoop every single day. I hoop like every week or every 3-4 days. So that's kind of my advice to you. Just don't be negative on, oh, I have to hoop this amount of hours every single day. Otherwise, your hooping might not be as well, because you might get frustrated when you don't get a move down. And also another thing to do is that once you're been like about 2 or 3 years or like a year of hooping, you reach this plateau, and that is basically the point where you know most of your tricks. And I guess at that point, you should just focus on transitions or just focusing on your flow. Try finding your flow in a way. It doesn't come easily. It takes time to get your flow.
Testing. Okay, we're on. We're on. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this microphone, even though I've had it for a while. I still like, we're working on a relationship. But anyway, yes, Bryant, you put that perfectly. Thank you for kind of reiterating some things on that, because it just goes to show you that it's not just kind of one person who feels that way. And it's not just me and Bryant, just us two feeling that way. I learned that from someone else, that kind of advice. So, you know, you just kind of, or hoopers, we kind of figure ourselves out as we go. That's what's so beautiful about hoop dance. It's a journey, and it's really cool because it can be so creative, and it has so much room for growing that it's insane. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen with hooping, and I'm trying to get, well, I have some ideas that Kim and I are actually doing together. I'm not gonna tell you guys, but they're gonna be really, really cool, and they include like new songs that are like popular, like hit songs, covers, and it's gonna be awesome. Okay, next comment is from Natalie. Oh wait, hold on. I wanted to read what Becca had to say about that last comment. So Becca says, I've had some health issues and just plain stress lately. I learned that hooping for just 10 minutes or so or doing exercise video each day is so important for me. I don't worry about flow or getting any tricks down. It's become all about the exercise lately for me to get more healthy. And I like that you said that, Becca, because you have to do you. And I know it's so cliche to say, but if you're not happy with yourself, progress is just not going to be easy, like in terms of developing a happy life. And if for the moment you need to focus on just doing, you know, like, oh gosh, now I can't remember it. The challenge, I'll go over the challenge really quick. It's something I learned at Hoop Path, and it's kind of a workout with the hoop, and Baxter taught us how to do it, and you do it in both currents, and just not only does it kind of get you trained for hooping all on body stuff, but it also teaches you, it gives you some exercise. So the challenge, and guys, I'm really sorry about my hoarse throat. I am just, I'm a very emotional person, and when I cry, I get a hoarse throat, and I like, I know this probably isn't funny, but whenever I've been driving to Jacksonville a lot lately, sorry guys. I've been driving to Jacksonville to see my mom, which is like a 4.5-hour drive. And when I drive home, maybe I've already told you guys this, but I go through like an emotional roller coaster, and I'll like, I'll start the drive off like confident, like, okay, going back to Sarasota. And then I'll like put on, you know, put my music on, and then I'll start like getting mad about something. And then I'll like feel like, oh no, I'm confident. And then I'll like start weeping, uncontrollably weeping. And I like go through like a quarter life crisis every time I drive back home. And then I'll be like fine again. And then I'll be like, you got this, Audrey, you got this. And then I'll start like trying to like isolate my steering wheel. And I'll be like, that's such a bad idea. And it's just this crazy thing. What it has to do with I'm about to tell you, I have no idea, but I'll figure out what I was trying to say in a second. I'm going to show you guys how to do this challenge video, or not the challenge, just bear with me here. All right. So what you do is in both currents, oh, by the way, guys, this bruise, be not concerned. I ran into my bed, and Kim has the exact same bruise, except it's like The only difference is our height. So hers is a little bit like shorter because she's shorter than me. But we both ran into the bed on the exact same part of our legs because we've been like in a cleaning frenzy, and it was very painful to say the least. So what you're gonna do is, and you can watch TV while you're doing this, whatever you want. A bigger hoop is recommended just because you want to kind of get that kind of workout thing going. So you're just going to go around your waist. You can kind of lower it down to your behind or your hips. Sorry, hips. Hip hooping, waist hooping, and then reverse. Do that as long as you can. Don't pressure yourself. I definitely try to reverse the hoop as much as I can. And then bring it up. And reverse. As long as you can, like I said. And then, you can go, and then we go earth. So earth angles. And then we bring it back to center. Sometimes it's hard to do it, but we think about chiing, the energy of the hoop up and back to center. And then sky. Chi the energy back to center. Some people turn to do that, and that's okay if you need to do that for now. And then chest hooping. And then, you can do the whole thing in one direction and then do the opposite current. Then you go on your legs, you can go on your ankles, but just kind of doing everything that feels kind of like the fundamentals of hoop dance and doing them on your body and then opposite currents. That really helps with kind of being like a workout thing. Okay, so, Brian's gone. Okay. Natalie Lishizin says, evening, Audrey, Bright, and Becca. I was wondering when all of you started to be able to string all of your moves together and make it more flowy. I feel like I've learned a fair amount of tricks, but I'm feeling like I'm clumsy stringing them all together. So any tricks to make transitions easier? I would love to learn how to do breaks around the waist. I can get it around the shoulders, but somewhat, but breaking around the waist is just difficult. Or whatever that move is where people switch directions and the hoop is spinning just in their forearms. That kind of breaking. Thanks. Heart emoticon. Bryant, do you want to go ahead and take this one away first?
Okay, for the flowies and for the flowiness and stringing your moves together, I recommend try learning the basic, try mastering the movement of the weave for like off body work. So for example, when I'm doing the weave, I know where my hand position is at each point. So, and also key thing when learning the move is learning how to get into the move. So for example, if I learned the isolation, right? The isopop like this, when I isopop, my hand will be in this position, and at that position I can escape back to a reverse weave. And I guess learning the weaves, like mastering where your hand position is and where your arm is after you do a trick, such as for example, if I do a body fold, I know the hoop drops at this point, and at that point I can just catch the hoop with my leg and do a wedgie. And learning where you can move in your move and just mastering position of your arms and your hands would definitely help. For example, when you do this pushing, bouncing isolation, you can easily move upwards, and at this point you can just go back to a isolation to make your move flowy. And also, I think a really good idea is mastering all the weaves. There's not just the forward weave, but the reverse weave, and learning the universal weave where you can do that and get into an isolation really easily, or a barrel roll. And for the breaks, I think a key factor when you're breaking, same with your shoulder hooping. I remember Audrey taught me this one time, and when you break, you want to make sure you're hitting the hoop exactly on the outside and not on the top. Like you want to hit it at the side angle, not on the top. Otherwise, if you hit from the top, then your hoop's gonna fall out like so. If you hit from the top, well, I can't do it anymore because I forgot how I perfected it. Jay, no. I make mistakes sometimes, but you want to hit from the top. The sides. The sides. Same idea with the waist hooping. You want to break from the sides of the hoop. See if I, because you see if I hit the hoop from the at an angle, then it's gonna like wobble and it's gonna fall. So you want to hit from the side of the hoop. And that's another key thing as well. And that's kind of my input, you know. Yeah.
All right, sorry guys. I'm gonna be like, I think weird on the show now because my computer just like did something weird and the connection between my computer and my monitor just got lost. And I don't know what just happened, but I think you're able to see and hear me okay. That was really weird though. Brian, I just was told I just got some text from friends saying that they love you. That's good. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Brian's been like rocking it with the teaching and stuff. So yes, feel happy about that, Brian. Yeah. Oh my gosh, no, I just turned my air down to like 68 degrees because I am like toasting up in here. Like a fur on my nose. I have cat hair all over my body. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm often kind of like a little like nasally. I'm actually allergic to cats a little bit. And don't care. But that's kind of why I am often, okay, we can see and hear me. Good. Okay. That was really weird. Okay, let's see. So yeah, like Bryant said, what I did here sounded right. And, you know, and this kind of just put my 2 cents in. And Becca, if you want to say something too, how do you explain that? I mean, it just comes with time. It comes with understanding things. Like sometimes when I'm just messing around with my hoop, like for instance, one of my like signature moves is like doing an elevator or an escalator, and then kind of doing something like that. And that just happened by me envisioning things in my head that I'd seen other people do, and my own kind of comfort with dancing and putting it all together. And honestly, just like playing with my hoop, not even to music, and just kind of like what you do with what people do with folding. Folding isn't exactly like a mathematical thing that you have to understand to be able to do. When I do folding workshops with Baxter, he'll tell us not to use our hands, and it just pretty much like, he's like, you pretty much have to, like, it's folding is constantly messing up kind of thing. And so I'll kind of just let the hoop fall down my body, try to pick it back up, and like sometimes I'll figure things out that just kind of make sense, and then things just kind of happen naturally. But if someone thinks like, okay, I'm gonna go iso pop, kind of like what Brian was talking about, iso pop, now chest roll, now escalator, you know, it looks like it flows well together, but it'll flow well together when you understand it yourself. So I'm gonna, you know, chest roll, and then, you know, instead of going straight to a really cool move right after that, maybe, okay, chest roll, and then just behind the back for a second, maybe not even all the way behind. Like I might go boom, boom, da, ba, ba. Ooh. Oh my. me? Just stuff like that. And like, it's just kind of how I do it. I know it's really weird. You should see me like hooping like when my cat's watching. And I'm like, no, not me. And I don't know if you guys notice, I do that a lot. I'll watch music videos of like kind of how pop stars dance, and I'll take little things that I like and like add them into my dancing or something. And because I'll be like, oh, that kind of looks like something I would do. And then add that into it. So just, watch people dance outside of just hooping and see how that works for you. Watch some T Swift. Well, she's not the best. Actually, she is a good dancer. I've seen her dance well before. She's kind of like me, that like when you like get in public, you're just kind of like, what's going on? But when you're being for reals, it's like awesome. Anywho's, let's see. We have a comment from Mari Olivia. You guys have some beautifully crazy names. Mari Oliveira. Hey, Audrey, beautiful like always. Thank you. Can you give me some tips on the twin trick ISO flower? I'm having trouble making it look like an isolation. Thanks a lot. Happy holidays. Smiles. Love your flow so much. Thank you very much. And the twin ISO flower. Right?
Okay,
you know
so
it?
the icing flower, I actually know this move. So
Okay, you show me it. It's all you, baby.
can you hear me? Okay. It's actually like the second or third move I learned. So basically what you want to do is that, here's how the trick looks. It's just, and like, if you can see it, it's just basically kind of like that. And I guess the key trick is really what everyone says, is just to focus on the isolation. Don't focus on this thing right here. And I guess you want to begin on learning it. I suggest getting like uneven hoops. Like, I'm not a good like double hooper, but I know how to do hoop tricks. I would get like the smaller hoop on one arm and then bigger hoop on the other arm, and just focus on the isolation of the bigger hoop. Because what troubled me when I first started the move is that like I wasn't isolating fast enough in order to get the hoop to spin around by the other hand. So that was one of the problems that I had. And I guess to start it is one big hoop, one small hoop, in order to get the momentum of the other hoop to spin around the hoop in order to get like a little like flower. And another thing is to always only focus on the isolation. Pretend this random hoop is never there, and just continue just using regular isolation with your with a little thing on your arm. Just don't focus on putting momentum on the hoop. This is why we start with the big hoop first, because you have enough momentum because it's bigger. And once you get to smaller hoops, then this is where you start. Just keep on doing what I told you earlier. Focus on the isolation, and eventually you get the ISO flower. Be beautiful.
That was a beautiful drop. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Brian. I know exactly what that you're talking about. And that's really cool. I try to do it with one hand. Haven't tried that before. The only way I can teach it, which might be an easier way, because Brian kind of did an advanced way, and maybe this is the same thing that he's talking about, but what I do with kind of a move like that is I hold both of my hoops in my hand like that, kind of get a nice grip on it. And then what I'm going to do is it's the same isolation as when you go like this. That looks really crazy. And then you pick up the hoop, and it really helps to look in a mirror when doing this, so you can center yourself, kind of thing. And I can't really do it that fast. I think you can also overlap them, yeah. Oh, okay. But it helps me to kind of hold them together, and if it's starting to fall backwards, maybe pull the hoop more forward. But that's all I can think about doing. But pretty much what I'm doing is really gripping the hoop. But what Bryant was doing was definitely like a lot more advanced. So if you already know kind of how to do the basic, then go for what Bryant did. I mean, if you want to try what I just taught, you can. I've never done what Bryant did just now, so I can't really give you too many pointers on it. I can try and help out later, but I think Bryant did a good job of explaining it. So we'll just stick with what he said. And you guys, like I said, you can always rewatch the video as many times as you want and watch him over and over again as he teaches it. And once we get the hoopingLIVE index made, you can type in like flower isolation, and that little segment, just that segment will come up. You won't have to like look through the whole show. It will be amazing. It's going to be a really cool thing once we get started, and I promise you I'm going to try to get that done soon. It's just getting this organized is not as easy as it seems. I know sometimes it like a lot of my viewers have said, "Oh, Audrey, it looks like you're so put together," and like I've had people say that they're like I don't want to say envious, but like when they like wish that they were like able to hoop as advanced as I am or whatever. And I'm thinking, oh no. I mean, this is a persona I put on a lot of the times, and most of the times I'm like crying inside. Bryant and Becca has seen me before the show. I'll be like freaking out over like something and like crying, and the show starts. I'm like, everything's great. But no, I do. And I'm saying this like in a joking way because I do. I have a lot of things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that are not, all fine and dandy and like I hula hoop all day long and play on YouTube. It's like not like that. I am very much still dealing with everyday things that are really difficult. And and I feel like a lot of people think that like a lot of these Instagram people or these YouTubing people have these perfect lives, and it makes us feel like, what am I doing wrong with my life that I don't look as beautiful as that person? Or, oh my God, I'm not drinking that like, protein smoothie, or I'm not eating this way or whatever. And I just, it can be inspirational, but I just don't like when people think that that's when like I get down on myself about it. I'll look at Instagram and I'll be like, oh my God, like, what am I wearing today? Like, wash your hair, Audrey. Come on. Because I see these girls that are like, I shave every day, like shave like everything every day, and like I pluck my eyebrows every day, and I paint my manicure is always perfect kind of thing. I'm like, I painted my nails literally 2 hours ago, already chipping, not even kidding you. Shaving, yeah, right. I take like a grand shower, I call it, where I'll like actually I don't wash my hair a lot, but I've like trained it not to, it doesn't smell weird unless it's been a couple weeks, but you guys are going to be like, oh my God, exit out of this girl. But no, I trained my hair not to get super greasy, which is kind of nice, but I'll have like a grand shower where I'll like do like a major shampoo and like face mask, and I'll like shave and do my nails. And then I'll be like, and I'll do it like again, like a month later. Sometimes depends on what we're talking about. But I can't keep myself doing like the perfect 2-hour regimen every day. Like I've seen some, and personally, I know people like in Sarasota that spend 2 hours a day getting ready. And I'm just like, do you not own a DS or like an Xbox? Like, highly suggest Room Factory or Harvest Moon. Have you watched Pokemon lately? Obviously not. But anyway, okay, I'm like going on a rant now. But what I'm saying is just don't feel insecure. You are doing the best you can do. And even if it doesn't feel that way, just accept where you are in this moment. I'm going to say you right now. I know I try not to do that, but accept where you are in the moment. Love yourself as much as you can. Learn to love yourself more if you can, but don't pressure yourself. Don't be like, I'll make myself lists I'll make myself to-do lists on my own personality. I'd be like, be more on time, be more, accountable, be this, be that. And I'll be like, oh, well, I wasn't that today. I'm a bad person. And I'll beat myself up if I don't get things done that I said I'd do that day. But, if it becomes like a long-term problem, obviously trying to get into it. But like, if you don't get it done that day, if you don't solve all of your problems that day, don't beat yourself up too much, because I do that. I will think I am, doomed if I don't finish a random thing or fix something about my body. Like, for instance, my bottom teeth, if you guys have watched the show, they're a little crooked. And I've had people tell me they're cute and they make, they're kind of part of my personality. And then I've had people say, give me crap about them, and I'll be really insecure about them. And I'm still debating if I want to do braces or not. But I've had, people from like really great actors telling me that they make me unique and that they're not like awful. They just kind of give me personality. Kind of like Cara Devine's eyebrows, how, thick they are. And, so yeah, it's kind of like things like that like, I'll obsess about myself and be like, okay, if I just do this, this, and this, if I get this, this, and this, I'll be perfect. And everything will be perfectly fine. And then you kind of get to this space where you get all of this stuff done eventually, and not everything feels fine. And I've realized that that's, material objects and physical objects, in a sense, don't always do that for me. And it really is kind of about figuring out what's going to genuinely make you happy. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to finish these comments, guys. Brian, can you just tell me I'm not crazy?
You're not crazy, Audrey.
Thank you. All right, next comment. Grace Ashlyn Davis says, Audrey, I totally know what you mean about the emotional driving. It happens to me all the time. Thought I was the only one. That's awesome. No, you're not the only one. I totally do it. Do you do it too, Brian? Do you drive yet?
Oh, no, I'm not driving yet. I'm
Okay.
going to start the written test first. And, I'm going to start driving now probably soon.
Good. Well, when you do start driving, you'll have it. You'll have the emotional driving. Like, it was really bad because last time I drove home, I was, the song Whatever You Like by T.I.?
Oh, yeah, that song? Yeah.
You can have whatever you like. I think I talked about this last week. But I was like weeping to it. I'm like, I want what I want. Like, I want someone to give me whatever I like. And I'm like crying to this like rap song. And I'm like, what does my life become? And then there's like billboards that say like, love Jesus. And then it's like adult XXX superstore. And then like fresh oranges. And then, Jesus is the only way. Another adult superstore. And I'm like, I'm so confused. What am I supposed to like and love? Anyway, driving through Florida is quite a thing. Anyway, Natalie Walker, Jesus Christ. Natalie Walker says, Bryant, that explanation on flow/transitions was awesome. Thank you. Yes, good job, Bryant. I told you, I'm even getting texts from people saying that you're doing a great job. So you really are. You're doing a great job. I mean, from the day that you first started actually coming on the show, I remember someone was like, oh, yeah, he'll get the hang of it. He was good, but, we can see some improvement. And then it's like, in no time at all, you have become incredible. And like, I was telling someone the other day, I was like, without Becca and Bryant, like I can do the show, but it wouldn't be as fun. It wouldn't be as enjoyable. I wouldn't have this awesome. Guys, these two people are incredible. I know you don't see Becca a lot, but we're going to work on that. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up, like I said. But these two people are, I don't know if you can see them, but anyway, they're there. In my screen, they're right here-ish. And they are amazing. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I'm going to go ahead and let Bryant give you his information if you want to watch more of his videos and whatnot. So, Bryant, go ahead.
Okay, so you can contact me at Dang Bryant on Instagram. I use Instagram a lot, say that. And you can add me on Facebook. You know, my name's Bryant Dang, like Dang Bryant. And you can also contact me on YouTube. I have a channel, and I'm kind of, you know, fixing it up. I'm posting more videos. You know, I made a few hooping videos lately, and I'm gonna post them soon. And you can see most of my hooping on Instagram, definitely, like casually. And my really nice videos are on YouTube. And if you want to like personally ask me questions, you should probably use my Facebook or Instagram because I'll be on it a lot. So I'm always there to answer questions or anything. And
okay, I like how you like held that. You're like, switch it, Audrey. Switch the screen. You're so cute. Okay, thank you, Bryant. And I will try to start doing something where I can just copy and paste all the links in the description below. I'm going to get this freaking show organized. I swear to you. Just been going through an emotional roller coaster and kind of took a little like mental time out. And I'm sure Becca's like, great, now stop doing the mental timeout, Audrey. But and Bryant too, probably. Anyway, Bryant gets the video game obsession. Not that that's what I'm doing, but a little bit. I mean, never mind. Anyway, video games are very addicting, guys. I'll just like hit the keyboard with my hoop there. Anyway, so hoopingLIVE.com, you can find out all the information that you need. Our show's every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. I know it was 9:15 today, but Audrey couldn't figure out the new layout of Google yet, and apparently doesn't know how to do the new layout of anything. Last week, my computer turned French, and I didn't know how to fix it. And I was having like a mental breakdown. I'm like, I don't speak French. I went calling my French friends. I'm like, what does this word mean? And they're like, gosh, you are butchering the language. I speak German, and that's about as far as my life goes in terms of language. I'm not like some multilingual, bilingual, or whatever it's called, I've traveled a lot, but not like Bryant, where he's like, oh, I've just been all around the world. Like, no big deal. Taiwan to Cali. Amazing hooper, cute as can be. But anyway, if you want to find more information on me, if you like us on Hooping Live, you can find me. My name's Audrey Shear. You can find me on the YouTubes. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, and hang out with us a little bit. Once we get the comments working, we'll be able to probably, you know, I appreciate everyone doing their comments today, guys. You guys kept it going the whole show. So, boom. That was lame. Like, really lame. But anyway, we'll try to get that stuff figured out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that this little palace of boxes might not be very pretty. Deal with it. At least I have a surfboard. All right. Yeah, I gotta end this show before I start like saying the weird. For some reason, at the end of the show, I start saying things because I'm like, I should say goodbye, but I'm like, gotta say something clever, and then I'm like, you don't know anything clever, so just don't talk. And then it turns into something like this. So anyway, I'm just gonna end the show. Until next week, guys, I love you. Happy hooping. Bryant, wave goodbye and say goodbye. And then
goodbye.
Goodbye.